Alright, so it's been a while since I sat down and decided to do a commentary on one of these, like a director's commentary. Or a commentary in general. I just haven't really sat down and done it. I had a lot of computer issues for a little while, but I'm back to do it again, and today we're starting with the Roadhog experience. And the Roadhog experience is the one that I believe was the best in the entire series. It's the one that definitely got the most amount of effort. It also got stolen the most. Out of all of them, except for maybe the Reaper experience, but I'm not sure. And I really liked this one. I liked it a lot. It had a neat, simple idea that I feel did really well with the way that we executed it, and there was a lot to it that went wrong and went right, and we're going to figure that out. We're watching it off of YouTube right now because I'm just kind of cheap and recording this with OBS so I don't have to do anything in post. I did not tell May to do that. That's a kind of a running theme with a lot of these. The thing about recording, and I mentioned this in the Junkrat experience, I'm pretty sure the commentary for that is that one of the most annoying things is this right here and this right over here. Now, you probably can't see that because YouTube's compression sucks, and if you can, well then good. Those are outlines. Outlines of other characters. Those are outlines of people who are in the game. It's the same outline that surrounds Roadhog, as you can see here. There's no way to turn that off. So whenever that happens, you just kind of have to deal with it. And it's really unfortunate because there were lots of times whenever I was making these skits that kind of happens, and I try my hardest not to let it happen, but it does. This is probably the least noticed part, is that there are 3 Torbjorns, and they're all going aardvark at the same time. And it cuts back to them later, of course. This was the hardest one to do right here. This was, without a doubt, the hardest take of all of them. Because you just heard right there, if we go back a little bit, you can hear Roadhog talking in the background. Let me turn it up a little bit. Yeah, you can hear Roadhog say, "Where's that damn teleporter?" like he usually does. Yeah, that's the Roadhog that's throwing the hook. He's always off screen doing it. But this one was really hard to time because we had to time the hook in a way where everybody would be running in and the hook would be going across the screen and not going, you know, back. So there's something we fucked up there. Something really big, but I'll come back to it.
It is ready. Let's do this.
Justice will be done. I read you. I'm with.
Oh, hey,
I think what's always frustrating to me about that scene is that I told everybody to stand perfectly still, except they would look around at each other, but not move at all. And Soldier over here just kind of had to move, and so did Junkrat, and it was like kind of irritating. But so this is the thing that I'm talking about, where I said I fucked up. This entire scene got left out in post, and it was probably the biggest mistake I've made out of any of these videos that I've made before. The original just has Mercy and Farah over here sitting by themselves, you know, just kind of sitting back doing whatever, and then when it comes back, Anna's in the background looking at, you know, over here, and Widow's right behind her about to kill her, but it's so hard to see. In the end, it probably wasn't the worst thing in the world that it got left out in the final cut because it was such an obscure and hard to tell thing. But there's another issue with it too. That's the chain pulling towards the spawn, and if we look here, the chain is going here towards the attack spawn instead of the defense spawn like before. I didn't account for that, but you have to give me a break. We did this sequentially, and I believe Anubis was the second to last, so by this point we were all kind of tired. I mean, how tired can you be just filming things for a video game? But we were. And then, of course, everybody, Nazarius came in, grabbed all the Torbjorns and killed them. This was at a time in which you could actually play more than one of the same hero in quick play, which was kind of what this was supposed to be getting at. So nowadays it's really obsolete, and that's kind of an issue with a lot of the a lot of the skits that I've done, is that this game changes so often and in so many different ways that it's hard to really nail something consistently. Somebody suggested that, And I knew for a fact, especially considering the time that it came out, which was October 24th, 2016, before Sombra came out, I knew that that was going to be the number one line that everybody quoted, and it was. And everybody loved that part, and I loved it too. Everything about this part is just great to me. From the quote voicing the community's frustration, also to Reaper looking inside of a potted plant for a character. It meshed so well together with the rest of the video. There was supposed to be a shot where Roadhog finally pulled Lucio in, but I couldn't get it perfect, so I just said, fuck it, stay right there. Also, you can see a grenade blowing up in the background. That's because I told people, hey, don't shoot right now because I'm filming. But of course, nobody ever listened, so they decided to shoot while I was filming. It's really hard to imagine that Lucio's kind of scared for his life right now, considering there's no way to really make him express differently in-game. Another mistake that I made here was, as you can see, Lucio gets pulled off the edge and the video ends. The idea that I had was it stops right there, right at this screen right here, and then it just kind of stays there for, I don't know, like a little less than a minute so that I can kind of tack on the credits and everything. Excuse me for the yawn. It's 2 a.m. But yeah, I did not account for that. I was ready to be done, so I just decided, fuck it, let's stop recording, and then I realized it later, which is why you get this still shot right here. But I kind of like that still shot anyway. It's really smooth. Overall, this took about 4.5 hours to film, and about 2.5 hours to edit together. Once I sat down to work on it, I did not get up. Which was a pretty bad idea because I remember getting super hypoglycemic after that. And for those of you that don't know, I'm diabetic, so that's really bad. But once I get kind of started on one of these passion projects, I'm just like, I gotta finish it in one sitting, or else I'm not going to be motivated to do it again later. But yes, overall, like I said, that's probably my favorite one in the entire series, and I don't think anything I make will ever top that. And I've always wanted to top it, but I've never been able to. So that's pretty much it for the Roadhog experience. Of course, if you have any questions or comments you want to know, let me know down in the comments section below, and I'll be sure to answer them. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I did, and I'll see you next time.